Good afternoon. What's going on? Today's topic is what is the fastest way to get a green card? Welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, and today we have some information to share with y'all. All right, so as you're joining live now, welcome. Welcome to the show. I'm just setting up my audio here. Okay, audio on everything is good. If you have any questions, folks, welcome to drop it in the comment section. And yeah, today is an important topic. That's right. Thanks for mentioning that. It's not reform today. I know that's a hot topic, but that's not realistic. I've talked about that before. I can go in more detail in a video next week. I can record for y'all. So we want to present options that are available legally right now. And so here's the deal. What is faster, family-based or employment-based? That's a tough one there, but I can tell you why it is possibly faster through employment, believe it or not. Now, of course, through countries such as China, Mexico, India, Philippines, it's going to take a lot longer if it's F4 category, for example. So I could pull it up on YouTube, for example. I can share my screen on YouTube and Facebook. But if for some reason, I know y'all on Instagram are following and watching. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up? What's up? Just sending y'all some waves here. And but if you're wondering and you can't see the screen, of course, unfortunately my software StreamYard doesn't let me on Instagram. It doesn't even allow the connection. But on YouTube, I can share with y'all and share my screen why there's a huge difference. Because many of y'all call us and say, well, what are my options? I have a family petition through my brother or sister. We all know that's taking forever, right? Especially, really for any country. So let me share my screen on YouTube right now as I'm talking about this. There's a little bit category called EB3, okay? And this category, this category is for it's not necessarily for people who have degrees. That's EB2. EB3 is professionals, skilled workers. Okay, professionals, skilled workers, and unskilled workers. Some people could argue that essential workers, that's a hot topic right now, hot label, I guess. Essential workers can be all three of those, essentially. Professionals, skilled workers, and unskilled workers. Of course, I think most people would definitely agree that it's for, you can say, unskilled workers. The key difference is skilled workers need some kind of certification. So, that could be like I was about to say CHL, concealed handgun license, but of course Texas just said, don't worry about that. You don't need that anymore. But anyway, I meant CDL, commercial driver license. That would be more of a skilled worker classification. So a lot of people, so I'm sharing my screen on YouTube and Facebook. And if you look down below, okay, employment-based, EB3, and scroll down to the chart B for this, okay, it shows the letter C. All right, if it shows the letter C, that means it's current. Now, there's really like a three-step process. The first step is a petition. Really, employment-based, there's a lot of steps, actually. But to just really break it down, for employment-based, it's 3 steps. File a petition. There's a lot more many steps before that, but file a petition like I-140, establish the employer-employee relationship. Then, when you review this visa bulletin that I'm sharing on YouTube and Facebook, this is when you take the next step to go to step 2, and that is to provide certain documents to the National Visa Center, for example. And then step 3 would be the visa interview. So when it shows on the visa bulletin, the letter C, it means current. You can go ahead to step 2 and 3. All right, you don't have to wait. But when you see a priority date, like a date on there, yes, Yuri, on YouTube, you can definitely ask questions here. I'll try my best to answer to the best of my ability. Here to point you in the right direction. So, folks, we're here to solve immigration problems and also prevent them from happening in the first place, especially related to the visa bulletin. Because, for example, the visa bulletin sets the trajectory of the timeline for you. It's not perfect. Like it says December, if it says December, 2020, 2023, and we're waiting like, well, or I'm sorry, 2020, December 2023. Well, that's not possible. 2021, because the year prior, when you filed a petition, for example, when you file a petition, sorry, I'm going rapid fire. When you file a petition, the notice will provide a priority date. So that's more familiar with the family-based petitions, for example. So you know when to take action. Okay. So you don't want to miss that prior date that when it shows up on the visa bulletin, because if it's been more than 1 year, you got to start over, right? So don't depend on your brother or sister, Uncle Bobby, or your own employer to track this for you. You need to track it for yourself. Okay. So my tip, I have several tips. You all know that, but the first one is put it on your calendar. Okay. Check every 6 months. You just never know when it speeds up, and it's not that quick, but just every 6 months. So you just have it top of mind every 6 months. You don't want to miss it, folks, especially also family based, because it takes forever. So as you can see here on YouTube, on Facebook, there's a letter C for all other countries. China's 2018. That's like 4 years from now, more or less. It shows the letter C for El Salvadorians, Guatemalans, and Hondurans. India, I'm sorry, India, nationals from India, y'all know you gotta wait a long time. 2012, where Mexico and Philippines actually is current. So even if you have a family petition pending, so if you go up here to chart B of the family based, okay, it shows letter C for F2A. That's for children who are under 18 currently, or I'm sorry, under 21 currently. Okay, and also spouses where the sponsor is a resident. But the most common one that we get calls about that people have is a family petition filed by a brother and sister, so a sibling. That's F4. Look at that. This is ridiculous. There's a limitation because there's a percentage allocation per fiscal year, per year. Okay, so they just can't give out visas whenever they want to. Unfortunately, this is all mandated by Congress decades ago, and has not changed. I think it was from when President JFK, actually. So anyway, you see it could be 2007, 2006, 2001 right now, and 2004, waiting for that priority date to appear. So yeah, you don't want to wait that long, right? So employment-based options, EB3, it's really I don't want to call it open door, but it's available, okay? And you might wonder, well, how do I apply for a job? We'll have resources for you. We're not a headhunter. We don't provide jobs. We're just here to provide the immigration solution. Okay. So you have to do that work on your own. However, we do have resources. We don't have a webinar set up, to be honest, but we will have that set up for next week. So you can join that and you have more of a call. You know what to do. All right. Where to go to apply, where to research that some companies do allow for H-1B, for example. Okay. So you know where to take action. Okay, your next step. Because you don't have to wait 10, 15 years for your brother or sibling to help you out. That's very nice of them. And by the way, even if they are considering to file a petition, I sure hope so, at least in the meantime. And so you can have a family-based petition on file right now or in the past, and also continue and start this process with employment-based. We provide education also for companies, employers, so they know what to expect, because it can be intimidating when people don't know what this is all about. It's not oh, it is complex. I don't want to say it's not complex. That's why there's lawyers involved to help with this. There's just so many steps involved with employment based. But the first thing, if you're in the HR department right now and you're watching this is the very, very first step, okay, is called prevailing wage. Okay, it's a step with Department of Labor. They want to make sure that you're paying the foreign national a certain amount that's, I don't want to call it minimum wage, but it's above. They want to make sure you're not undercutting wages. Okay, so that's a key thing, because those conservative. I mean, really, it shouldn't be Republican or Democrat concern. It should be all Americans concerned, right? Because they want to make sure to keep the jobs in America. Absolutely. So understand that. Yuri, I see your question. I'll get to it soon. And so, by the way, if you are new to our channel, greencardguys.tv, welcome. We do offer free 15-minute preliminary discussion. It might not be with me. It's not free for everyone, okay? Because it might be able to just provide you a resource, a PDF, so you can check that out, okay? So on YouTube, I can share right now what it looks like. Okay, just check us out on our website, greencardguys.tv. Scroll down. We have a few guides on there that might be able to help you, point you in the right direction if you don't have time to call us. But we sure hope that you do give us a call. We have our number down below on the description box and on YouTube right above, right here. So, anyways, that's really the main gist of it. Okay, folks. An employment-based pathway may be a better option for you, especially faster option, at least, especially if you're like, we get a lot of calls like this. People say, where's my phone? Where's my Peppa Pig phone? That's what I use on TikTok, by the way. People say, John, I just want to tell you, marriage to a U.S. citizen is not possible. In fact, marriage to anyone is just not possible. So we completely get it. We understand that just finding the right match, the right fit as a partner, life partner is difficult. We get that. So that's why we're not the typical law firm that says, ma'am, sir, you're going to have to find a partner who's a U.S. citizen. Come on, we get that. We have other solutions. That's why we're the immigration problem solvers. Okay, so you don't have to wait, go on all these apps. I don't know the names of these apps because I'm not supposed to know these names. Anyways, but we're not, but hey, if you want to use them, more to you, more power to you. So, but I don't think those apps are really for long-term relationships. More like short-term. But let's see. Yuri. Yes, you can ask a question. Your question is, your friend Joe knows me personally and work closely with you. Do I know Joe? Maybe in a non-professional capacity. He actually sent me a link to the stream. I would hate for you to ask you to put his last name on there, but I'm sure that I know of him. Let's see here. Can you answer my question? Do I know him? I mean, I can answer your question whether I know him or not, Yuri. So just ask the question. Happy to help, point you in the right direction. Let's see, on Instagram, I see some questions. Appreciate it. Let me scroll up so I don't want to miss anyone here. Are caregivers CNA qualified to get a green card? Yeah, that would be what we consider skilled worker. So that is possible, JM. Hopefully that can help you on that note. Okay. Let's see, another question on Instagram. Then I'll go back to YouTube. Kelly, for real, what's going on? Have you been DQ documentary qualified for spouse visa since July? Okay, now it's December 9th. You're still waiting for your interview date. And you said Nigeria. I was just about to ask, how long would I still need to wait? You just got DQ'd. Okay. That's tough to say. I mean, we do get a lot of calls from people from nationals of Nigeria, and we're happy to help anyone from across the world and all 50 states of America. And to answer your question, it's tough to say because it depends, of course. There's no like black and white time schedule for each country. But knowing that Nigeria, there's a lot of nationals of Nigeria or from Nigeria that apply for non-immigrant and immigrant visa. July, I would probably say at least 8 months. Okay. That's my expectation on that. I wouldn't say file a lawsuit or anything right now. Like if you got DQ'd back in January 2022 and now it's December, I got some questions about that, right? But I would say another couple months. Let's talk in a couple months, okay, Kelly? For real, I think you're good for now. But yeah, I'm glad you're documentary qualified. That's very important because we do receive calls for people and we asked, are you documentary qualified? And it's been like 6 months already. Well, we can't sue them because you haven't provided them the documents that they required. So that's why we always, our cares team would ask you that first, or our attorneys. Okay, hopefully that helps. Um, Yuri, you're funny. Joe Mama, that's nice. Okay, so I assume you don't have a question, so I'm gonna move it along. I like that. I like that one. That was really good. Let's see. Um, MAGA. Oh, MAGA. Okay. Let's see. Dwayne, your question is how is it going? I'm doing good. Thank you. How are y'all? You're waiting for your green card interview from September 28, 2022. So that's 4 months ago, more or less. What do you think that you should do? Well, what do you mean you've been waiting since what happened September 28, 2022? Did you just file it or what happened at that time? Are you talking about request for evidence? What's the triggering event of the September 28th? Then I can give you better advice on that. Now, if you just filed your application in September, look, I mean, it's going to take at least a year. If you get your interviews less than a year, that's wonderful. But I would say green card interviews, if you have a sponsor who is U.S. citizen, it's going to take about a year. If it's less than a year, more power to you. I'm happy for you, but that's not common across the country to be less than a year. Now, if it was me, if I was working with USCIS, there should be a lot of things that can be processed a lot faster, pretty much like rubber stamp. Because, for example, like if you lost your green card, um, that doesn't mean you lost your resident status or anything. It's different than like a driver license. Driver license, you don't have it, you can't drive, right? So, but of course, having a green card physically, a physical card helps you to travel and come back, for example. So, but that takes like 6 months to process by USCIS. It's ridiculous. So even if you lost it, and MAGA, I see you got a question. Happy to answer. You're an immigrant, you overstayed, and you don't know how to get a work sponsorship without status. Now that's a great question because we get calls like this too. That is tough. It's still possible, but you would have to apply for a waiver, 601A waiver. Now, the tough thing is about not tough. The difficult thing legally on your kind of scenario is you need to have a qualifying relative to apply for a waiver. And one of the most common ones, or the ones that are required, are a spouse or a parent who's a resident or a citizen of the United States. So, of course, if you have a spouse who has status, then you wouldn't need to go through employment. But there are some people who call us that actually have a parent who have status, but applying through them would be a family preference situation. It could be F1, okay, if the parent is a U.S. citizen, or F3, okay, or I'm sorry, F2B. So hopefully that gives you an idea. That you need to apply for waiver, okay? But even so, you still can't just apply for waiver first. If you are eligible for a waiver, we call it provisional family unity waiver, 601A, which by the way, this was created by President Obama. That is like the one or two good things he did with immigration. Okay, I'll include DACA. But he should have finalized DACA which is what Biden is doing. Yes, I hate to call your name MAGA. I don't think anyone likes that phrase. But there's a new MAGA group, by the way, Mothers Against Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas. But waiver, yes, family unity waiver, 601A. But there's a lot of other steps before that. But there's no sense in doing those other steps if you're not eligible for a waiver. But it is possible. Okay. There's a lot of possible solutions because the main requirement Magali. Okay, yeah, that's great. Wonderful name. Didn't want to call you the other name. Okay. So Dwayne, if you're still on, share that information. That's your nickname. I'm still laughing about this Joe Mama joke here on YouTube. You guys are funny. I need to use that on someone else. You got me good. Let's see. You asked about what about build a LLC? You mean like start your own company, Magali? I mean, you could start your own company in Texas, at least. That's where I'm at, Houston, Texas. you can the state of Texas does not ask for legal status when you create a company, like an LLC or a corporation. I don't know how other states do it, but I suspect, other states that I've looked at don't require that. But starting a company on your own is not going to provide you status in the first like that, because it really boils down to two things that people um and then but overstay. Okay. Now that is waived automatically if you have an immediate relative relationship, which the most common one is marriage to a US citizen, not marriage to a resident. So by the way, if your sponsor is a resident and you see, like I showed on YouTube, the visa bulletin shows current for F2A, but you're in the US, it doesn't waive your unlawful presence. So that's why you have to ask your spouse kindly, hey, hey, do you mind? Hey, honey boo, can you, apply to become a US citizen so I don't have to leave here? Most people don't know this, because some people told me, someone said the other day, like, but I can apply for a waiver. But why would you spend more time doing that and pay more money to the government when all your spouse has to do is become a US citizen? Now look, I get it. Some people are concerned about the English test, the civics test. The English test is only 10 questions, and you get the first six correct. You don't have to do the other questions. We have our Ting Law Group. We have a free course that's a benefit to you if you're the applicant to take a test, a quiz. We have a lot of resources that we help you with that. Okay. There's also, I'm not going to speak for any church, but a lot of churches actually have free ESL type classes, Spanish to English, for example. I can't speak for other languages, but um, it's all possible. Don't give up. That's why I'm here live sharing information with y'all on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, because we get a lot of calls and people say, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. It's not just your case itself, but people are also stuck from even applying. They think that they can't apply, but they're actually eligible. And there's a way. And we want to prevent y'all from having to apply based on a sponsor, a resident, and you're in the US. Like if you're outside the US, then that's all gravy. You can go ahead and do that. But if you're in the US, you still have that legal problem of failure to maintain status. That's a huge problem that people forget about. Okay. Failure to maintain status is completely okay when your spouse is a US citizen, because that is waived automatically. So that's a hot tip right there. Hopefully, y'all take advantage of that. And unfortunately, the second hot tip is that you can't just upgrade your petition. You can't just tell USCIS, you mail in your copy of your spouse's naturalization certificate. They're not going to, well, I guess they'll receive the mail, but they're not going to accept it as part of your case, because the law is that you have to refile the petition. So you would have just wasted all that time anyway, time and money. Why would you do that? Magali, I was about to call you your other nickname. Magali, yes, absolutely. Happy to chat with you. It might be with me. It might be with one of my premier associate attorneys. And because you want to do things well and find a good way. Exactly. And at the end of the day, we might not be able to help you legally, but we could talk through it and to make sure if there is an option for you. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. If you sometimes even if you think you're not eligible for something, you might actually be eligible. So if you just had that inkling of an idea like Magali here, just give us a call. Okay, you can find our number is down below in the description box and YouTube right up here. And but again, if the best way, folks, you have to take a quiz. It's not really a quiz, okay? It's more like just a couple questions to learn about your immigration history. And let me try to find it on YouTube. This is how you do it on on YouTube and Facebook. Go to our website, greencardguys.com. Click on Contact Us or Take Quiz, and just answer a couple questions on our cares team. It does allow you to self-schedule appointment. And please don't take offense. We might cancel the appointment because maybe the cares member may be able to email you a free guide that has information. Okay. So it just depends on timing because we get really, really booked with appointments, which we really appreciate everyone who has been able to join, consider us as a law firm of choice. I need to take a break. I need to take some water. The bottle's not here. But anyway, do you have more questions? Let's see. Blessings, Marlon. Nice to see you again. Appreciate it. Yuri, where are you at? You got more jokes for us? That's hilarious. What's up, Ronald? By the way, we have our good friend Ronald Rode Law. If you are investing in real estate, commercial real estate, or just have any real estate question, sorry, Ron, if you don't want every real estate question, but contact him. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you should be able to see the pinned where I pinned his name here, his comment. So check him out. You can Google search him. He has a YouTube channel as well. And Magali, we are in Houston, Texas, but we use technology. We're different than many law firms. We can do video conference, and no, it's not just Zoom. I know some people don't like downloading things to their phone, so we use Dialpad, where you don't have to download anything. You just click the link. So yeah, we're in Houston, Texas. We have attorneys across the country, also Dallas and Denver, Colorado. You're California. Okay, great. Yeah, so you're 2 hours behind us. Okay. So yeah, I mean, whatever time you're available, just answer a couple questions on our form on our website, Greencard guys. I released a new page on our website for clients. Okay. And it's to really help y'all, because really help us and y'all. It's a client support page. Okay. And it does several things. I can show you on YouTube and Facebook on our website. Okay. My team told me not to reveal it to everyone because now, of course, not everyone of y'all are clients yet, but I really feel like this is a huge benefit that y'all should know. So let me share it with y'all. Okay. I'm sharing the website here, client support ticket. And I don't want it to make it seem like we're just, I don't know how you say it. It's to help us answer your question sooner than later, because we're really diligent on email, manage our email. What we do different than most law firms is that we share an email address. So you don't even have to email like multiple people in our law firm. Okay. We truly try and make it easy. So we pay for that service, of course. There's an extra benefit for y'all that you don't have to pay extra. But the support ticket, okay, the support, it's kind of like a tech company, I guess you could say. But so we're trying to make it easy for y'all. You click on that, it'll go to another form here. It's taking some time to load. Enter your name. And let's see here. Oh, I got a question. Anyway, what would you like to learn? Basically, what is your question? There's a bunch of options here. Okay, it's all colored. I really need to change the color so it's not like a rainbow here. Thanks, Magali, for your email. But I think when I end the live show, it might go away. Can you direct message us? Direct message or answer a couple questions on our website. I just get excited about these like little changes with a law firm to make it easier for our clients. You can also give us feedback, and it can be negative feedback, like complaining about us, or it could be positive. We are not afraid. We want to make it easier for y'all. So if for some reason there's a fluke situation where we are not able to get back to you and answer your question in a timely manner, which, by the way, we really try our best in 24 hours to reply back. But of course, if it's a Saturday or Sunday, I ask my team to take a break. They need to get some rest. We go strong every hour for 8 hours Monday through Friday and try to help folks like yourselves. And anyway, also one more thing about the client support page is we have a section for follow-up meeting, another section for interview prep. So it makes it easy. You don't have to just email us like when can you meet. We make it easy for y'all. Okay, so it's all there, fine and dandy. I see a question, like a formal question. JM, I see your question right now. Tap a question to answer. Okay, let me tap it. Okay, cool. Options for a green card for those having asylum cases pending. So this is actually the solution that I mentioned earlier for employment based. We get a lot of questions about that. Like if you may qualify for the EB3 category, but the thing is you still have to be eligible for a waiver. Okay. I know some folks think that they can still stay here in the U.S. and go through the adjustment of status process. And I know a lot of people know that filing asylum application stops the unlawful presence, but unlawful presence is a different legal issue than failure to maintain status. There is a law called INA 245K that only allows up to 180 days of unlawful presence. So it really doesn't help people who have applied for asylum. This 245K, unfortunately, I think honestly they should make it longer. 180 days is what, 6 months? I know Marlon helped me with math the other day, so now I remember 6 months. Thanks, Marlon. But we could talk more about that more in depth for you, JM, on a different live show. Happy to help. HR 8433. Let me see here. I know there's been a lot of information. I know some attorneys have been. Okay, I'm looking at it now online. Okay, I can share it on YouTube and Facebook. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, this is how I look at proposed bills. How true can this possibly be? Okay, so Democrat Representative House Rep Zoe Lofgren has been great in terms of proposing several bills throughout her time the past couple years. Right now, it shows introduced, so it hasn't passed the House, and it probably won't pass the House. I hate to say, because now it's controlled by Republicans. Okay, so that's interesting. I wonder if I've not been in politics. I've never been an elected official, but I feel like maybe it's a strategy call, knowing that Democrats were in control last. Yeah, I think it refreshes, unfortunately, every session. I was thinking like if it was earlier this year, the House was controlled by Democrats, then they could pass their version, and then now that the Senate is in control of Democrats, maybe they could do their version. So, but I don't think that's how it works. I think it just recycles for every election, unfortunately. So, for a new session, but here it shows a lot of Democrats, of course, have co-sponsored this. I'm interested to see if any Republicans sponsored it. So let me click on party to see if it lets me do that. No, it's only Democrats, 72 of them. Yeah, so a whole bunch of high hopes, like always right. Yeah. I don't like to boost up any hopes. That's why if you've been following our channel since the very beginning 2 years ago, 2020 or 2021 is when I thanks for the hearts. So if you're still watching on Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, please smash the love button. I really appreciate it. It really shows me some love, literally, so I know I can keep doing this Monday through Friday for y'all. Because it's almost been, I know it's a little late today, but I have 2 more minutes. But yeah, I'll end on this note, is that don't wait for reform. Okay. If you're eligible for something right now and you're just a little hesitant, give us a call. Ask some questions. We're happy to point you in the right direction because you could be eligible for something and we just help you get over that hurdle. Okay. I used to run track and field, so I had a friend that ran that like the higher hurdles. Like, I forgot what she called it, but it was like the horse, like as high as like the horse racing. But anyways, I couldn't do that. I can't do hurdles, but I can help you overcome these legal hurdles. Okay. And we always actually provide, not always, we're trying to do a better job of providing specific legal video explanations to explain the legal situation. Okay. For y'all. And okay, Jasmine, you have a 21-year-old son that's a citizen, and you currently have DACA. Okay. More power to you that you have a son that's now 21. I have a 4-year-old that's like a teenager. Any tips? Can you share some tips on how to do, like, how to figure that out? She's like talking back, and I don't know. Is it natural? Is that is that what always happens for 4-year-olds? Okay, so you have DACA. It is possible to get status. You want to check out if you can apply for advanced parole. I don't like to make assumptions, but assuming you have entry without inspection, without a visa, then you would definitely need to apply for advanced parole, so you get that legal entry. Unfortunately, children are not considered qualifying relative for a waiver, from the family unity waiver. A lot of people think that, but that's President Obama could have added children as a qualifying relative. AP scares you. Okay, if you don't want to do AP, then the other, so yeah, then let's chat. Okay, let's chat, because there are other legal exceptions that there's just so many I can't go through on live right now. But let's let's chat about that. Okay, with our team, because otherwise the default otherwise is that you have to wait outside America, and that's going to take longer because, as of what you shared so far, that you don't have a qualifying relative. Because your dad had a case back in the day for but nothing happened. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I wonder, is your dad's case still like pending? Is that what you mean, processing? You just haven't received an update? Give us a call, okay, Jasmine, and anyone else that has questions about similar, or any immigration question or help. Happy to help provide a solution for y'all and point you in the right direction. Now, there's no obligation. There's no obligation to hire us. We just want to point you in the right direction, at the very least, provide some value for you. So I hope this live show is valuable to you. And today's Friday, so folks, until next time, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Jasmine, give us a call.